Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy beginning of the week. Yeah, I know you're not used to seeing me live on a Monday, but unfortunately, I've had some tech issues that I had to deal with yesterday, and they continue on today. But I think we'll be fine. I'm just happy to be here and happy to be with you, Femmies. How's everyone doing? Okay, summer's officially here. So, we need to channel this summer vibe, this happy feeling, the feeling of happiness and positivity and optimism. I hope everyone's really doing really, really well. I'm just gonna say hello to the chat real quick. Isa, we haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Yes, thank you. If you want to book a reading with me, you can go ahead and do it via my website. Also, please note that I am fully booked. July is booked out, so there are no more slots available. Then August is the month where I take some time off, so it's my summer break. I'll continue doing a YouTube, so don't worry, I'll still be here. But just keep in mind that if you do want to book a reading, then you'll have to do that. Then you will have to wait until August. I mean, definitely book it now if you want a reading in August, because I cannot guarantee that I will have slots when I'm back. So, yeah, the website is the place where you go and book your reading. Also, if you're not sure what kind of reading you want to have, you can check out on my website where it says services and fees, and there it explains what each reading is about and also the fee as well. Don't forget, I do have a crystal shop, Illuminary shop. I do have still some crystals I want to sell out because I'll be doing a little revamp of the crystal shop. So head on over if you want to get your crystals now. Also, you guys, before we start, I've got new merch out, right? So I do have the summer collection. The summer Femme collection is out and it's called Pop Summer. I just want to show it to you because I find them really good. I'm so proud of myself. I designed them. I'm not a designer by any means, but I'm really proud of my work. And I love every single one of those items in the merch shop. I want to show it to you guys. Hold on. Where did I put it? There it is. So,
Για να το κάνεις σωστά με ένα ωραίο, θέλει δουλίτσα, δεν είναι απλά έτσι κάπου. Να έχει όμορφη ορθοφία, να είναι όλα τα βίντεο κάπου. Θέλει δουλειά. Δεν είναι...
ναι, θέλει πάρα πολύ δουλειά.
Δηλαδή, εγώ έχω κάνει πολλά πράγματα τώρα, το οποίο όμως άμα δεις σαν concept δεν είναι ενιαίο. Είναι λίγο έτσι μπάχαλο, κατάλαβες. Είναι πώς τραβάς τα βίντεο, πώς θεματικά μπαίνεις
some probably some tech issues. I don't know what's been going on. A lot of weird stuff has been going on lately, including what happened earlier on. So I was just getting ready for my live, and suddenly the bell rings. My husband opens the door, and they're like, grocery delivery under our name, my name actually. I didn't order anything. So why is the order under my name? I didn't have time to deal with it. We told the delivery guy that it's not ours. So weird things are happening. There's more stuff happening. There are just what a week. All right. So I hope everyone can hear me. You can see me. See, I'm having issues with my lighting now. Oh, you see me, you guys? I hope so. I can't deal with this tech stuff right now. Give me a thumbs up if you can all see me and hear me. All right. Thank you, Intergalactic Defender. Okay, perfect. So hopefully we'll be okay. If I'm frozen or anything, let me know. I don't know what's going on. So, welcome everyone. Before we start, also don't forget to like this video and do subscribe if you're new here. We don't always have tech issues if you're new here, but this is one of those days since yesterday. So hope things smooth out because it's always so stressful when you're live and things like that happen. But don't forget to like this video and do subscribe. All right, everyone, let's get to it. I wanted to talk about nothing is working. Nothing is I can't get rid of this now. I don't know what's going on. Hello? Is everyone there? Oh God. All right. Okay. I hope everyone's there. It's going to be an adventurous one today, so bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so I hope everything is working. Okay, good. Let's start. I'll just ignore the issues. I'm not touching anything. I'm not doing anything. So hopefully tech is going to behave. So everyone, today we're going to be talking. Oh, I wanted to show you the merch, but unfortunately it froze. I can't show you the merch, but you can see it linked down below. Head on over and have a look and let me know what you think. It's inspired by pop art. I love pop art. So we've got for entertainment purposes only. You heard it here first. We have some nice mugs and stuff just to have a look and see if you like anything in the merch shop. Merch shop. Said it. All right. So, oh, I'm frozen again. Oh Lord. Okay, hold on. Okay. So we should be everything should be okay now. It's taken us 10 minutes to get there. Okay, not frozen. All right, everyone. All right. So I wanted to talk about past lives. I've been offering past life readings and they are super, super popular. A lot of people want to book. A lot of people haven't had a psychic reading with me and they choose and they opt for the past life first. And it's great. And I realized that I haven't really done a video recently where we talk about past lives and how past lives and past life karma can affect this lifetime. And it's also, it could be that because of past life karma, unresolved issues, that you've decided to incarnate on at this time, right now, right here on the earth plane with certain people from your soul cycle. So I want to talk a little bit about past life, how how it is a little bit in the spirit world. We're not going to get to I have a couple of videos where I do talk about the afterlife and the spirit world, but we will talk about it today as well because it is connected to past life and why it is that we decide to come back multiple times. And not just that, how do these past lives impact your current, your present life? All right. So, I guess the first question that most people would ask is, how do you identify karmic lessons and past life traumas? How do I know that in a past life I had some kind of trauma happen to me and I have to, on a subconscious level or with my soul family, I have to kind of relive certain things from a past life or multiple past lives in order for me, my spirit, to learn. So there are four even identifying factors of how to know whether a past life is coming, is sort of like prominently trying to come into your conscious mind and tell you something or teach you something. But I want to start, before we get there, I want to start with something that I've repeated several times on here, but I'll repeat it again about time. How does this work? Okay. Because some skeptics, some non believers would say, well, if the past has happened and the present is happening now and the future hasn't happened yet, how are you as a psychic, or how are we able to predict the future or even see glimpses and fragments of the future? That's just a really good question. Well, it's very simple. Time is not linear. Yeah, today, sorry, I keep stumbling on my words. I got a little bit stressed with the tech issues. So, time is not linear. Remember that. So, there isn't past, present, future. Past, present, future it's like an elevator. Imagine yourself being in an elevator and starting off from the lower level up to the higher level. The higher level being the spirit world, being the closest you can get to the source, God, the source, the light, the universe, the cosmos. People call it something different. Okay. It's up to you how you want to call it. I like to call it the source because it is the source of life. It is the source that feeds and gives us energy. We're all connected to each other. But first and foremost, and most importantly, we are connected to the source. So it's because it's an elevator. It's because we have its layers, its levels. Imagine a rainbow cake. I keep saying that, but it's like a rainbow cake. You have all these different colored layers, right? You can see them. And in between those layers, you have, I don't know, the buttercream, something that keeps those layers of cake together. Now, imagine that we are in an elevator in a massive rainbow cake and we want to reach the red level. Okay, we're in the yellow level, the lower level. We want to reach the red level. Red level, okay, which is the higher level, is the future, is where we want to get to. It's where we are driven to, where we're going, right? Forget about the colors. I'm just adding the colors to embellish my example. So everything is happening at the same time. It's just that we're using the elevator to go up and down, up and down. All right. To go up in the future, down in the past. And then we go back to where we belong right now in this lifetime, which is the present. This is how psychics are able to tell the future, predict, see things that haven't happened yet. We always say, nothing is set in stone. Things can change. You have free will. Everything around us is made of energy, and energy, the collective energy, can change. So it can change a lot of things. Go back to uh, chaotic mathematics, okay? Or think about quantum physics. If you know anything about quantum physics, and I do recommend that you read some books. I can suggest, I can add on Instagram or here in the community tab some books that I recommend as well later on, or later today. I'm going to do that. I might forget. So if I do, please nudge me. Please remind me. Um, so, so that, that's how pretty much. So that's why. So we're all right. I'm back. So as I was saying, it same applies with past lives. All right. The way that you can tap into past lives are through going to a psychic medium who can help you connect with a past life. Not all of them. We have many past lives, but the one that's going to come through in a reading is the one that is connected to what's happening to you now. You can do hypnotherapy, regression therapy, hypnotherapy. You can do meditation, but I mean like very deep, high level meditation where you can get information about past lives. Now, how do we know if, or how do we know if we have some kind of karma or something unresolved from a past life, or even trauma that our soul, our spirit hasn't worked on? I want to bring up a little video, or a little card that I've made. Okay. So, first of all, some of you might have, for instance, persistent fears or phobias without having a real reason for having phobias about something. And I'll give you some examples of myself actually. And I can give you examples of people that I've read as well, where they've had this unexplained fear about objects or things or even places, and they couldn't even pinpoint why. So that could be coming from a past life traumatic event, and it keeps coming up to your consciousness because it's trying to tell you something. Something needs You need to work on something. Not something needs to be worked on. The other one is recurring dreams or nightmares with specific themes and specific people. So if you have recurring dreams or nightmares and you keep seeing the same faces, then these faces that you're dreaming of, that you're seeing, they might be soul family members, they could be guides, or they could be other souls that you shared past lives with. And finally, strong emotional reactions to certain places, people, or situations. Meaning, you could be drawn, for instance, at a certain country or a certain place. Or it could be that when you look at the Eiffel Tower, you're like, I'm obsessed with the Eiffel Tower. I cannot explain why I want to visit the Eiffel Tower. I'll keep going back to Paris. There's something about the Eiffel Tower that means something to me. And I have this unexplained attachment and obsession. So these three are the most, I would say, the most obvious signs that something's up. Something's up with your past life. Something's up with karma that probably you should look into because you need to resolve it ASAP. Let me see what you guys are seeing because I wanted to give you a couple of examples before I go on. Oak says, I have deep fear of the ocean and I've never, there you go. That's a prime example. And I've had a lot of people that I've read for past life readings where they instantly, like, what I don't, when we start the reading, I don't know what phobias or fears they have. And then during the reading, I could see, for instance, recently I read someone, maybe you're here, where I saw that when she was a baby, she nearly drowned. She nearly drowned in this past life, right? And generally the water element was very prevalent in her past life. And she started crying and screaming with excitement. And she was like, I can't believe you said this, because since I was little, I had this unexplainable fear of water, swimming. I never learned how to swim. I don't feel comfortable around water, pools, lakes, ponds. And now she knows. Now she knows. I start reading you. Yay, Brittany. Yes, I can't wait. I love the past life readings. Yeah. See, so someone else, for instance, someone else I read, they took us back to a past life where she lived in Ireland. And when I said, you're in Ireland, and I gave her a name and I just described her home and stuff, she couldn't, like, she was dumbfounded. She was like, I can't believe you said that. I'm planning to go to Ireland in summer. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I have this attraction to Ireland, anything Irish, Irish music, everything. Um, and I'm like, yeah, that's because you were Irish in a past life, and you're called now to go to Ireland. You go back for some reason. So this is how and a lot of times, if those dreams or those phobias, if there are times that you feel that are very, very strong or intense, it could be that there is some kind of karmic issue that you need to resolve ASAP in order for you to unblock, in order for you to move forward, or for you to find your path and then move forward in your life. um what's else saying? A jazz time when I almost drowned in my past life and I'm scared of water now. Just because you had, if you drowned or if you got killed in a past life doesn't mean that's going to happen to you this time or next time, or it's going to happen to you again. All right. It's different contract in the past life, different contract now that you have, different contracts you're going to have in the future. So do not let for that, do not allow for that fear to take over. Me too. I have certain phobias and fears, or I had them. As soon as I started facing them, and I said, I'm going to conquer that fear, I'm going to take my power back, I can tell you, I live much more freely and much more less stressed and moody as I was before, because I was constantly in fear. And this was because of what I do, because of my abilities. It's very hard a lot of times to differentiate premonitions, especially when it involves loved ones, or people that you know and you're close to. It's very hard sometimes to differentiate between premonitions, predictions, feelings of something bad is going to happen, because it could be just anxiety, just could be me being a human being just worried that something bad is going to happen, and then I just confuse myself. So I had developed a lot of phobias and fears and anxiety, which I really worked hard to overcome them. And the one way of doing that is facing my fears. So I highly recommend that if you're afraid of water, just you need to face that. Maybe take swimming lessons, go spend a little bit more time on the beach. You don't need to be in the water. You can just actually put your feet in, just dip your feet in the water, just slowly but surely start developing some kind of relationship, in quotes, with whatever it is that you fear. Um, ooh, that's awful. Ooh, okay. Like, for example, I had an unexplained fear when I was little. You're gonna laugh. This is weird, but I'm weird. Uh, I could not stand. I had this fear, I want to say, and a disgust at the same time of buttons. I don't know if I've shared this with you guys, but buttons, like little buttons, not the big buttons, not the buttons that you have in coats, but the little buttons that you have in shirts and button downs. Um, I couldn't if someone was sitting at the table with me and they were wearing a button down or shirt or anything with small buttons, I could not eat. I would literally gag. So weird. Yeah. I never choked as a baby. I asked my mom, did I ever choke on a button? I mean, did anything happen to me? No, it was a past life thing. And I'll tell you what it was. In one of the past lives that I know of, I was a young girl and I was sex slave. I was kept by someone who happens to be now. I'm gonna freak you out, guys, and then we'll get more into it. Um, the man who held me imprisoned and used me and abused me in a past life as a child is in this lifetime my father-in-law. Karma. So he would wear, it all comes, he not my father-in-law, but this man in my past life, right? He in a past life would wear buttons. And he would like when the deed would happen, I couldn't look him in the eyes, so all I could see were buttons. So that's how in this lifetime I just couldn't stand. I still have a little bit of an aversion, but I've worked on that. I'm okay now. But I mean that's an example, for instance, of how that can affect you in this lifetime. I also want to talk about let me see. I have my notes here because I don't want to lose uh my trail of thought. So for instance, also in another past life, for instance, I was killed by my lover. I have Scorpio moon. Also, astrologically, because who was it who said about intergalactic? She said her astrologer. Also, you can, if you go to a reputable, good, advanced professional astrologer, they can actually, just like with intergalactic defender, they can actually tell you what kind of past life you had because they can see it through Uranus and your moon. All right. The more traumatic past life you had, the more dramatic, emotional, and very self deprecating sort of moon you're going to have. I have moon in Scorpio. So that makes so much sense because my past lives were not fun, right? I was killed, abused, or all sorts of. I've lost a kid, I've lost my son in a past life, who my son in this life, that son is now my brother. So do you see the theme here? My brother in this current lifetime. So you can understand a lot about the type of relationships you have now, or why certain let's say your relationship with your parents, if you have very tumultuous, or you're estranged from your parents, or they were abusive, or they weren't the best parents, you can learn so much about your relationship with your parents through past life readings or regression, because you understand what kind of role they had. So that means they're in your soul family, and you'll understand what kind of role they had in a past life that has affected you then and is affecting you now. So you can understand, you can learn so much about you through past life, knowing and understanding your past lives. Again, I want to remind you, we have many, many past lives. It doesn't, some are probably great, were probably great, some were probably traumatic, some were cut short, different. But the ones that come through are the ones that you should pay attention to because they're connected to what's happening now. What's Val saying? Oh, well, how can I explain? It's fine. All right, we're cordial. We had issues in the past, a lot of issues in the past, and say because I'm quite private, and this is my husband's dad, so I don't want to put things out there publicly. But let me just say, I had to do a lot of work on myself in order for me to be able to be in a very good place with him because of things that happened and were said in the past. And I'll leave it at that. Good about that karma, all right? Because I feel that now, because we're good, everything's okay, everything's fine, but I can tell that energy and the power play has shifted. And it has shifted and it's helping me. All right. So, but it took a long time. It took a long time. With Pluto in the south, yes, that's the other thing. South and north nodes. So south nodes represent your past life. North nodes, north where you it doesn't matter, how many past lives you could be a new soul, but your emotion, the moon that rules over you and rules your emotions does have very good memory of past lives. All right. That's why a lot of things, a lot of feelings, emotions, and things are in a subconscious, but they are part of our emotional world. Um, we have 30 to 40. Maybe, but to me, I don't want to put number or average numbers because some souls are fairly new. They're new souls. They could have had like 10 or 15. And we don't know. We don't, to be honest, no one can answer that. No one can answer how many past lives we've had. So some people could average 30, 40. Some people could average 100. So it depends. Um, right. So what else? The other thing is, I don't know if you heard of him. Let me bring him up one sec. So I don't know if you've heard of this guy. This is Ian Stevenson. He he's a psychiatrist, and he conducted extensive, he actually documented 500 cases where children's memories and birthmarks, because I want to talk about birthmarks, correspond with lives of deceased individuals. So he was able to do the research and actually confirm a lot of these memories these kids had. A lot of these kids also had very weird birthmarks that coincided with the past lives, what they were describing. You may ask, it's the soul that keeps coming back. It's not the body. You change the body because this is just borrowed. It's a vessel. This dies, right? Our body grows old, it dies. How can a birthmark be connected to a past life? This is a great question. Before I answered it, I forgot. You have to read his book. This is it. Children Who Remember Previous Lives. Highly recommend this book if you're into past lives, and especially children remembering past lives. My son freaked me out when he was 3 years old in the car. That was the first and last time he actually. I've told you that he's gifted, um, but he's just 10. So I'm working with him, but he's a little boy now. He cares about Roblox and Minecraft and football. So So my son had a past life memory, and it's really fascinating how much in detail they remember. It's almost like you've taken that soul and you've just put it in a child's body, but there's still that person who likes to smoke cigars. For I'm not saying kids smoke cigars, but I'm just saying that they still hold on to that personality that they had in a past life. Now, how can you have certain birthmarks if you did not have the same body? Actually, that's wrong. A lot of times, spirit may choose to have, when they reincarnate, certain characteristics, similar or same characteristics as they did in a certain previous past life or several past lives. For instance, it could be that you're very always, all right. Not always, but they might choose to come back as, they like having, for instance, oh, I'm frozen. Can you hear me now? Oh, sorry about that, you guys. Now? Is it better now? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll have to go out and come back in. Just give me a thumbs up. This is so annoying. It's annoying for you guys. It's annoying for me. Thank you. All right. Where was I? Um, all right, off and on. I'm I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what to say. Okay, everyone's giving me a thumbs up. All right. So back to what, as I was saying, yeah, it can be that you want to carry certain characteristics or even certain birthmarks or um wounds even from past life, and it also could serve as a conscious, it's almost like it serves also as a memory, but not a conscious. It was wrong when I said conscious memory, but a memory that stays in your subconscious. Let me give you another of my examples. So I have here, when you touch my forehead, I have like an indentation, like it's as if like a sharp object like went through my skull, like right through my bone here. But I've never had such an accident. I've had different, like, where I've hit my head, the back of my head, and stuff like that when I was a child, but I've never had an accident there. Again, it had to do with a past life where my lover killed me. Right? I was in India and we were Indian soldiers, we were also lovers, we were two men, and we were fighting against each other, and he had to do it, otherwise he had to kill me, because otherwise he would have been considered a traitor, and obviously he was very much about his country. That's the story with that past life, how I died in another past life, and this is how I got that. So you can feel it. You can literally feel it when you touch it. You can't see it now. So yeah, it's a memory. It's a memory of that. I wasn't aware of what it was until I actually went back and asked my guides to help me with that, to help me understand what kind of past lives I had. How did I die? Why did I have these phobias? Why do I have a birthmark? I do have a birthmark. I, this, this birthmark I have, I don't feel that it's related to a past life, but certainly this, and the fact that I have a flat crown as well. So, let me see what you guys. Just learned to send that he told me when I was big man, I was walking the train tracks, and I died. Wow. The past life readings that I give people, I always say, especially if they're more recent past lives, so they can have their records or their things or events can be written in history books, or you can look for them in archives. I always say Now that you have this information from a past life, you can actually go and do your research, and you might find out a lot more about you in that past life. So it's really fascinating, really, really fascinating. And I see how much the people, at least that I read for, how they get this light bulb moment as soon as we start getting into the past life. And I start, because I'm very descriptive, because I see it's like short movies, what I see. So I want to describe them to you so I can immerse you as much as I can into what I'm seeing and feeling as well. And it's so touching, fascinating. And how all right, I you know what we're gonna do? I don't see those tech issues getting any better. I'm so sorry about this. I've never cut a live short, but I'm honestly, since yesterday, so frustrated with everything that's going on. Um, I think it has to do with the fact that I have a MacBook Pro. It has an M1 chip, and the Canon software needs has been updated, and I haven't done the update because I do not want to mess this whole, because it's a whole issue. If you're a techie, you'll understand that with the M1 chip and certain software and stuff. And I think this is what's happening. So I need to figure this out. I need to get it on. I'm really sorry, but I mean, I cannot concentrate. I cannot focus. I cannot do this live. I feel bad towards you and the replay crew having to see me coming in and out. I'm so sorry. But while I'm here until, I don't know, let's give it another 5 minutes. Do you guys want to ask me anything or share anything before the shit hits the fan again? Excuse my language, but I'm frustrated. Yeah. I so many weird, I'm telling you, this week has been so weird. It's not just the tech stuff. It's been weird. We just received this grocery, like, who ordered, like, on my name. Uh, that wasn't me. And other stuff that happened that was really, really weird. But anyways, I'm sorry you guys about this. It's very, very disappointing that I have to cut this short. I was really looking forward to it. I'll do it. We'll do this again. Um, for sure. If you want to book a past life reading with me, you can do it on my website, which is here. But next availability is going to be in August. I know I said I'm going to keep them limited. Uh, the the offer is going to be limited, but see how it helps. I love doing them. It helps everyone. It's, yeah. Everyone's saying it's been oh, thank you for being here and being so patient and kind with me through this mess of life. Lots. I know the energies are so weird. Is Earth ever retrograde? You mean, but Earth is not, I mean, technically it's not a planet, like, in the sense, that's a good question actually. No, I don't know how to answer that, to be honest. No. I mean, humans are on retrograde all the friggin' time. But I no, because the Earth never, so what does retrograde mean? Retrograde means that a planet, a fast-moving planet, starts slowing down. The energy starts slowing down, so much so that when you look at it with a telescope, when you look at it, it seems like it's going backwards. So the energy is basically just it's just going in rather than going, it's internal rather than external. The Earth, though, never does that. It's a very steady speed. It doesn't go retrograde. There you go. I answered the question. Hope that made sense. Oh dear. Which one? This one, the one that I just, this one. I highly recommend this one. There's a lot of information. Dr. Ian Stevens, a couple more books as well. Yeah, everything is frozen. Yeah. If we ever colonize Mars, will astrology need to be reformulated to include Earth?